Why are you throwing ice cubes at those bushes?
I'm watering my plants.
Why do you do it that way?
I don't know. That's just how I do it.
Does it work?
I've been doing it for 30 years, but no, not really.
So why would you keep doing that?
Tradition.
So why would you do something completely ineffective for the past 30 years? The DARE program is a great example of this. And to understand what they're doing wrong, we need to understand what the DARE program is first.
The DARE program was instituted in 1983 by the LAPD as an attempt to minimize drug abuse, crime, and gang violence. In the United States, 75% of school districts utilize the DARE program as an attempt to help mostly 5th graders and 6th graders learn more about drugs, alcohol, social situations, and stress. The program is a 10-class program with classes that are usually 45 to 60 minutes each.
The DARE program, ever since its inception, has been repeatedly proven ineffective at preventing drug use among teens. Ever since its first creation, there have been countless reports and scientific studies leading to the trend that those who undergo the program have a decrease in drug use immediately after the program, but an increase in drug use later in life. In a 10-year study by the American Psychological Association, researchers found a quick decrease in illegal substances among a group after being subjected to the program. That quick decrease did not stick later in life, leading to an increase in drug use later on. This is known as the boomerang effect.
As my colleague mentioned, students that come out of the DARE program suffer from something called the boomerang effect, in which the inability to provide dual-sided statistics creates a curiosity in the students to try more drugs after they learn that certain purported things that the DARE program teaches them are incorrect. So here we have a graph showing drug use over age, and the normal drug use over age would look something like this, in which they have very low drug use throughout their elementary school days, and then as high schoolers, it increases a little bit and eventually levels off. However, with DARE students, it creates something a bit more frightening, in which they too start off pretty small, and during the DARE program, this shock value encourages them not to try drugs, because at their impressionable, suggestible ages, they're convinced by all of the propaganda proving that alcohol is as bad as tobacco, is as bad as heroin. However, when they learn that some of these things are incorrect, eventually their curiosity leads them to try more drugs, and they eventually end up with a higher drug use than their normal counterparts.
Because of how ineffective the program is, in 2001 the Surgeon General cut federal funding to the DARE program, citing it as ineffective as a primary source of prevention. The program itself is still funded on the state level, and sadly is still in the majority of classrooms in the United States. The information presented during the DARE program clearly isn't reaching the students. According to a study done by the California Department of Education, the class isn't well liked. Over 40% of students say they were not influenced by the information presented, with over 70% having negative feelings pertaining to the teacher delivering the message. The DARE program executives know that the program is ineffective, and in 1992 spent over $41,000 in preventing a study showing its ineffectiveness from reaching the masses.
So now that we know what the DARE program is, let's talk a little bit about what the problems that we see with the DARE program are and how we're going to address and fix those problems. We're focusing on these points of the DARE program that we think are ineffective. And rather than creating our own program, we want to change these problems that we think are the main problems of the program itself and change it so that it can be more effective in the future. One of the main problems we have with the DARE program currently established is the length of time that it is implemented in school districts. Right now, it is a 10-class period schedule, each class consisting of 45 to 60-minute periods, and we would like to change that. And right now, it is only 1 year. Instead of 1 year, we would like to implement it over the course of a few years. The DARE program currently tries to cover 6 or more topics, such as drug abuse, tobacco use, stressful situations, social situations, and things like that. At this point, we think that the DARE program cannot in any way completely cover the topics that they would like to cover in just 10 short periods. Rather, we think that it should be over the course of a few years, not just 1 year. The new change that we propose is that it would be over the course of at least 4 years. We would like to see a new program called the Pre-DARE program instituted in 5th graders. And this program would cover such topics as stressful situations, social situations, and the lighter topics that 5th graders can handle at that maturity level. The next program that we would like to be implemented is through the middle school years, the 6th to 8th grade years, which would cover the deeper and heavier topics of the DARE program, which is drug use, tobacco use, and things like that. And that way, if it is over a longer period of time, the boomerang effect would not come into play as much, and we could cover more topics in deeper content over the course of a few years rather than in the course of 1 year in 10 periods.
Another major issue of the DARE program is the method of teaching. In the teaching of the shock value, the DARE program uses extreme examples in order to instill fear in kids. In addition, the DARE program lays a blanket over all drugs, qualifying them all as equal in severity. In the Reform DARE program, we would like to use a rather scientific educational-based system rather than a fear-based system. In this new scientifically based program, it will provide students with accurate information on drugs and alcohol. This is why we will be educating students about the effects of drugs rather than drilling in just to say no. To convey this message more impactfully, we rather use local leaders such as parents, teachers, and coaches rather than police officers who are more unfamiliar to students of the DARE program.
In addition to our reforms to the DARE program, we're hoping to take this one step further with a video campaign attuned to the Montana Meth Project. The Montana Meth Project was created by a citizen of the state as a viral ad campaign deterring meth use and was proven very effective. Modeling off the Montana Meth Project, we're hoping to create our own video campaign which would show not only the physical but also the emotional effects of drugs. These videos will only be shown in a classroom environment to students who are of the maturity level to fully understand and grasp the information we are presenting. A second creation we would like to see alongside our reform to the DARE program is the creation of a website. The current DARE website has little to no information on drugs and is not a learning tool we want our students to be using. We will be creating our website to be used not only by students, but for the general public seeking more information on drugs and their effects. Our website will be completely fact-based, using scientific information and studies, so it is a comprehensive learning tool for anyone seeking more information on the subject.
In conclusion, the main problems that we see with the current DARE program are, number one, the length of time that the program is installed, and number two, the information and the way they portray that information that they have. So what we would like to do with this new and modified version of the DARE program is to be able to give the students the information to decide for themselves. So when the time comes to make that choice between saying yes or to saying no to drugs, they have the information necessary to make the educated and the right choice.